Sometimes life takes away the ones you love the most, leaving behind a silence so loud that it echoes in your heart every single day. This is the story of love, loss, patience, and miracles. This is the story of a little fluffy cat named Whiskers and her devoted owner, Sarah. Whiskers was not just a pet. She was family. From the very first day Sarah brought her home, their lives became deeply connected. Whiskers was tiny, soft, and curious, with bright green eyes that seemed to understand every emotion. She followed Sarah everywhere, from the kitchen to the bedroom, from the couch to the door, never wanting to be apart, even for a moment. Every morning, Whiskers woke Sarah by gently touching her face with a soft paw or purring near her ear. While Sarah worked on her laptop, Whiskers curled up on her lap, sleeping peacefully, trusting that as long as Sarah was near, the world was safe. In the evenings, Whiskers waited by the door, her ears alert, her tail flicking with excitement, always ready to welcome Sarah home. At night, Whiskers slept beside Sarah, her small body warm and comforting. Sarah often whispered her worries, fears, and dreams to Whiskers. She talked to her as if she were human, and somehow Whiskers always seemed to understand. Their bond was quiet, deep, and unbreakable. But life can change in a single moment. One ordinary afternoon, Sarah decided to take a short walk with Whiskers nearby. The sun was gentle, the street was calm, and everything felt normal, until suddenly a speeding car lost control. There was a loud crash. Sarah was hit. People screamed. Cars stopped. Someone called an ambulance. Whiskers froze in fear. As strangers rushed toward Sarah, someone gently picked her up and placed her into the ambulance. The doors closed, the siren screamed, and just like that, Sarah was gone. Whiskers stood there, confused, terrified, and alone, right at the accident site. She ran after the ambulance, meowing desperately, but it disappeared into traffic. Surrounded by unfamiliar faces and frightening sounds, Whiskers panicked and ran. She ran through streets she didn't recognize. She hid under cars. She cried through the night. Meanwhile, Sarah woke up in a hospital bed. She was injured, weak, and confused. The moment she fully regained consciousness, she whispered one name: Whiskers. But no one had seen her. Sarah searched for Whiskers as soon as she was able to walk again. Despite her injuries, she visited shelters, posted online, and begged people for help. But Whiskers was nowhere to be found. Days passed. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Sarah returned home alone. The house felt empty. The silence was painful. Whiskers' food bowl remained untouched. Her sleeping spot stayed cold. Sarah kept Whiskers' little collar beside her bed, holding it whenever the pain became too much. Meanwhile, Whiskers was still searching too. Hungry, tired, and scared, she wandered until a kind family found her near a park close to the accident area. They took her in, fed her, and gave her shelter. Whiskers was safe, but her heart was broken. She often sat near the window, staring outside, as if waiting for someone. At night she meowed softly, calling for the one voice she trusted the most. Even surrounded by kindness, Whiskers never forgot Sarah. Years passed. 3 long years. Sarah never stopped hoping. Even when people told her to move on, she couldn't. She believed, deep in her heart, that Whiskers was still alive. She continued sharing old photos, checking shelters, and whispering prayers into the night. Then, one afternoon, everything changed. Sarah received a phone call from a local animal shelter. They said, "We have a cat that looks exactly like the one you've been searching for." Sarah's hands trembled. Her heart pounded. Fear and hope collided inside her. She rushed to the shelter, barely able to breathe. When Whiskers saw Sarah, time stood still. For a moment, she froze. Then recognition filled her green eyes. She ran, faster than ever before, straight into Sarah's arms, meowing loudly, her tail high, her body shaking with joy. Sarah dropped to her knees, crying uncontrollably. "My baby, I'm here. I'm so sorry I couldn't find you sooner," she whispered. Whiskers purred loudly, rubbing her face against Sarah's cheek, as if saying, "I waited. I never forgot you." 3 years of pain vanished in a single embrace. The shelter staff watched silently, tears in their eyes. They knew they were witnessing something rare. True love surviving time, pain, and separation. From that day on, Whiskers never left Sarah's side. Every morning felt brighter. Every night felt warmer. The house was alive again, with purring footsteps and love. Sarah learned that hope never dies. Whiskers proved that love never forgets. Sometimes, life takes everything away from you. But when love is real, it always finds its way back.